Chief, it sounds like the Beatles song, Day in Life. I picked up the news today. Oh boy, Justin Alexander is leaving Plainville, becoming the new fire chief in Easton. How did that come about?
Well, over the years, a lot of the area departments have put out for fire chiefs. North Attleboro's hired, Rentham's hired, Norfolk, Franklin, Norton, Mansfield, they've all hired, Foxborough for that matter. So right around us, there's been a lot of opportunities. Didn't really, they weren't exactly what I was looking for. And we were busy with Plainville and doing a lot of things in Plainville. So the timing wasn't right. But then the Easton position opened up and they put out a very comprehensive profile of who they were looking for. And when I read it, it was really spoke to me. It was a lot of what I have to offer, the experiences that I have. It really felt like it was a calling. It looked like a great opportunity, good department, progressive. So I applied. It was a very tough decision to apply because I do love being in Plainville. I like being the fire chief here very much. We've done a lot over the years. But it was an opportunity that I know isn't going to happen very often, and especially one that was just like that. So it was a very good opportunity, good situation, and it rose to the level that I was willing to put in for it.
On the ride over here, I was thinking about how stressful your job has been over the last couple of years, especially over the last year with the cuts that you were forced to make. And if Monday's override vote doesn't go well, let's face it, more cuts are down the road. How much of a factor was that in your decision?
It wasn't really the factor. I mean, for a lot of people have asked me that question. When the override failed last year, I didn't go to the want ad looking for a job. I wasn't looking to leave. This Easton opportunity didn't come up until the fall, late fall even. So it wasn't, and there were opportunities elsewhere prior to that. So the failure of the override, the town's finances, weren't the cause. I think it's be disingenuous to say that the town's situation in the last year or two hasn't been trying and difficult. And to say that it had no effect on my decision to apply would be not honest. And I've always been honest with everybody in this town. But what I can tell you is that it wasn't the cause. It wasn't why I did it. It may have made me a little bit more susceptible to being willing to apply, but the temptation to apply would have been there regardless if the override passed or failed. It was a very good opportunity.
It's human nature to want to grow, and you're still very young, mid-30s.
I'll take it. I'm 40 now, but I'll take.
You're 40. Okay, 40.
I'll take mid-30s, but thank you.
Well, 40 to me is very young, and to most
still,
people it's very young. It would be unheard of to stay as chief of a small town for the remainder of your career. So people really shouldn't be surprised.
No, I think it's important to realize, you got to look at the context of the job. I took over at 32. I'm still, to my knowledge, the youngest chief in the region, and that's with almost 8 years in. So I've already got a period of time that most chiefs have and then retire, and I still have 15 years to go. To say that I would do them all in Plainville, I think that was an intention, and I was showing that through all the area towns. I didn't apply to any of those, but this was just a very good opportunity that I didn't want to let pass by. But with 15 years to go, I'll have of my 32 years in the fire service when I retire, over 20 of those will be as a chief officer. Not many do that. You see between 3, 5, 7 years on the outset for most chiefs. There's a few of the younger guys that will go longer that are in the area, but not many. So to think that other opportunities might not come my way over that long period, it's like you said, it's not an expectation. People shouldn't be surprised. It's the timing that a good opportunity came about when Plainville was at one of its lowest points maybe ever in its history. that is unfortunate, and I understand the appearances on it, but it's the town didn't drive me away, but it's the situation that what I've been through, what everyone's been through, what the residents have been through. I think it's weighed on everybody, and it's definitely made us all susceptible to questioning our path, especially when you're faced with still another 15 years to go. Just want to thank everybody in Plainville. It's been an honor. I'll still be a resident. I'll still be involved. I'll still be here to help. But I owe so much of my adult life and its success to everyone in this town who supported me over those last years, from when I was 24 when I started to now. And I just want to take a second to say thank you. Plainville is wonderful, and that's why I'm going to stay here and live here and be part of it. And if there's a need, people know how to find me, and I'll be happy to help. Just a different role. So thank you, Plainville.